I've worked in a professional kitchen for about 30 years, and believe me, I've roasted a lot of potatoes. And today, I'm gonna show you my best ever roast potato. They're crispy and golden on the outside, light and fluffy on the inside, and have a gorgeous garlicky, herby flavor punch. I have so many chef tips to help you nail them, so let's get into it. 1, choose a good sized tray. Bigger than you think. One of the key mistakes that people make when they're roasting potatoes is overcrowding it, so go big. 2, pop your baking tray onto the bottom rack of the oven while it's preheating. And we do this because when we add the potatoes later, we're already well on the way to getting a delicious crispy edge. While that's happening, let's peel some of the potatoes. I love the Red Royale potatoes for roasting because they're nice and waxy, they're a little less starchy, and that gives you that beautiful fluffy interior and that nice crispy exterior. So what I'm gonna do is take the potato, cut it lengthways, like this, and then cut it into quarters. What you're looking for is the most surface area, because that surface area creates lots of angles, which gives you lovely crispiness. Drop them into a pot of cold water. We're gonna season that well with salt. We bring it to the boil. Once it's lovely and bubbly, we then reduce the heat to a simmer for about 8 minutes. We're looking for potatoes that are completely tender, but not breaking apart. So just bring one piece out. I always like to get a fork and just sort of gently push that fork in. Perfect. We don't want to cook it any more than that. So let me grab these guys off the heat. And now what I'm going to do is just scoop my potatoes out, pop them straight into my strainer. When you're going to roast them, if you want them super crispy, and if you want that seasoning to go all the way through the potato, not just on the outside, this is the answer. Parboiling does guarantee you of that perfectly crispy every single time, and it certainly gets the seasoning all the way through each piece of potato. Let's go ahead and strain our water. Here's a cool tip. Keep the heat in that pan. Go ahead and place your potatoes back over because it gets rid of that excess moisture and allows them to get really lovely and crispy. All right, once they've had a few minutes to steam, chuck them into a large bowl like this. And then what we're gonna do is mix it with a little bit of olive oil and salt. You don't need too much salt because don't forget, you already seasoned the water that they were cooked in. Give the potatoes a toss like this. Okay, now let's get that preheated tray out of the oven. Be careful, it's gonna be hot. Ready for this? Then we spread them out in one nice even layer, giving them as much room as you can. Give it a little shake. Make sure they're beautifully spread out. The more room they have, the better they'll roast up. And then you get them back in the oven because they'll crisp up just perfectly. We'll leave them in for about 30 minutes and then we'll turn them and roast them for another 20 to 25 until they're beautiful and golden all over. Now, the ones that are cooking the fastest, like these guys with lots of color, pop those in the middle and push some others out to the edges. Don't be tempted to turn them again and again. Please, you've got to have a little patience. We want that connection with the potato and the tray to get that beautiful golden brown. Back in the oven they go, another 20 to 25 minutes. All right, here's where we add that punch of flavor. Go ahead and get your potatoes out. They're beautiful and golden brown on all sides. I'm gonna add a little bit of butter. It is gonna turn nutty and brown, which is so delicious. Rosemary is also fabulous, so just break that up. Throw that in as well. The reason you don't put the garlic, the rosemary, and the butter in earlier is because it will burn, right? With your garlic cloves, you wanna just press on them ever so slightly, and that's just gonna help them release their flavors. Goes back in for its last 10 minutes. You won't believe the results. For the final step, what we're gonna do is remove our potatoes from the oven and toss them with some fresh parsley and season them with salt and pepper. So, a little bit of flat leaf parsley. You don't have to chop it up too fine. Now, the butter will go slightly brown in the oven that last 10 minutes. In French cooking, we call it beurre noisette. And that nuttiness of brown butter is just so, so good. You can finish them with just a little bit of salt, perfectly crisp. They look incredible. I'm gonna just pick one up, have a listen. Oh, the crunch. And look on the inside. So fluffy and perfect on the inside. My best ever roast potatoes. Oh, For even more of my best ever recipes, head to Cole's YouTube channel or coles.com.au and check out my best ever recipe playlist.